Another season at Cowdenbeath, another Premier Sports Cup to start the season. We've lost a Cowdenbeath legend, but have we gained a Cowdenbeath key man? Only time will tell. Join me as we go beyond Blue Brazil. Welcome in. It's season 4. We got the Premier Sports Cup. The draw has been made. I think this is a group we could qualify from. But before we get into that, we have some bad news. Cowdenbeath legend Marcelo has retired. He's retired at 36 years of age. It's not overly surprising. What is surprising is he refuses to move from where he's now living, even though he just spent the last 7 months with us. So he's not willing to join us as staff, which is pretty good. I thought we'd have him for this season. He had a year remaining on his deal, but chose not to see it out. We acted swiftly. At the end of last season, we actually got a pre-contract in place with Cole McKinnon. He has joined us. Looks like a good option from midfield. Also can play right back. We may have to ask him to fill in that role depending on how our search is for wingbacks. It is another season where the transfer window has not been kind. Alfie Gilchrist has been sold. We've sold him to Hearts. We sold him for 13k and sell-on fee. I think that is a decent amount of money. Now, obviously, his value's gone right up because his wages have gone up, but we've loaned him back this season. My hope is we don't play him. I'm kind of looking for another centre-back to come in and hold down that centre-back spot over Gilchrist. But at the same time, if he plays, we know his strengths and weaknesses, so we'll see how he goes. And they do think he's playing at championship level, our coaches, which is promising. I've loaned Doug Leash out to Montrose. He needs game time, and I'm not sure we can give it to him in the championship. Now, as you can see, the other ins so far, quite limited. Now, Paul McKay, I am trying so hard to bring in Scottish players above all else. Just doesn't seem to be there on the free market, and that tends to be where we turn. We actually were in for Paul McKay at the beginning of last season. He didn't sign for us, but after a disappointing season in Ireland, he came back on the market and we've snapped him up. So, useful player, can play right back, can play quite limited at right back, I'm not going to lie. The crossing probably means we'll never want to play him there. Can play centre back, defensive midfielder, and at central mid. I think defensive midfielder is likely where we're going to see this guy line up. Looks like he can do a relatively good job there. Big lad, 6'3", 27 years of age. He's only in on a 2-year deal, and I think that's probably a pretty good deal for us, to be honest, right now. We jump to Kyle Jacobs, a very experienced player, 33 years of age, can play a vast number of roles. Looking for him to play defensive mid, maybe right back again. His crossing doesn't really fill me with confidence. Probably going to play in that defensive midfield too, either as the DLP or the defensive mid. Probably suits defensive mid a bit more, but yeah, it's at least it's in our body. This is the man who could be in for a star turn for our team. Alex Jakubiak, decent player all round, rated quite highly for the championship. Think he's a leading player. The question is, do we play him as the advanced forward or the support? I feel like the support, and then have Luke Mahadi as the advanced forward, but he can fill both roles, and we've still got Oliver around, so expecting him to provide plenty of goals this season if we can get the ball to him. I quite like him. Now he's our highest earner now by a fair bit. We're paying him £725 a week. Kind of went in a bit blind, but I'm very happy that he's actually not only Scottish, but looks a step up above the rest of the players we have. I have a lot of trials at the club. We are trying to look for a goalie. We need improvement in a lot of positions. It's actually really difficult. We have money in the bank. We're currently only spending 6,000 wages. We've got about 7,000 in wages left to spend. Just convincing players to join us and them not getting pinched is proven difficult. Our Premier Sports Cup group, ourselves, Dundee, we play them first, which is pretty disappointing. Elgin City, who've recently just been promoted to League One, they actually eliminated Kelty Hearts, brought them down League Two. So Elgin City, probably still the team that we've got to beat. They've got to be the nailed-on victory first in this group. Montrose as well, they're League Two. We need to be beating them. And then Raith, who we're going to play plenty this season. Luke Mahadi won't be able to play, so keep an eye on that game. But yeah, Dundee is the game we probably need to look to steal some points. Just like we played against Aberdeen, we've got to go into that game and try and get anything we can out of it to set ourselves up for potentially top in the group, ideally. But I would bite your hand off for second place right now. I've kind of made the mistake of not setting up enough friendlies at the start of the season, so we are going into this game. The team isn't where it needs to be fitness wise. We don't have the players we need. This could be rough. Plan is to bring you the Dundee game, and probably also the Elgin City game. I'd like to bring us a win in this first video. I feel like if we go Dundee and we go Raith, that could be rough. Plus, I need to go through this window quite slowly. We've got plenty of players we still need to get. Right, so this is the lineup we're going with against Dundee. Dennis in goal. Chalmers continue at left wing back. Semple and Gilchrist as the centre backs. Cole McKinnon is going to have to play as the right wing back. We need a right wing back. We need probably a left wing back as well. Jacobs will play as the DLP defend. McKay alongside him as the defensive midfielder. Patton and Butterfield will continue as our attacking midfielder duo. Luke Mahadi keeps his space up top as advanced forward, and we're going to go Alex Jakubiak as the deep line forward right now, but I can see him possibly playing as an advanced forward plenty this season as well, so it's really tough. As you can see, we've got a lot of players in on trial right now, and we will be looking to pick up some of them. It's just whether other teams allow us to do so. Tactics remains the same. Play out defense, play for set pieces, take long kicks, counter, lower line of engagement. We changed that part way through the end of last season, and it had a big impact. So rather than play like a low defensive line, as our centre backs were a bit better anyway, we actually dropped the front line a bit, keeping us a bit more compact, and it did wonders. They take long kicks. It's kind of against the play out of defense, to be honest. But it does come up big occasionally where we kick it long and it ends up out to a wing back, or it ends up being flicked on by the deep line forward. So although it does make a lot of sense right now, I'll leave it for now. We might take long kicks off, to be honest. Keep it as simple as possible. But we're going into the Dundee game. I'd like to play balanced. No doubt the assistant manager will tell me to be defensive or cautious, but we'll ignore him. We have such a tired team because I've completely spaced on arranging the friendlies, so the assistant manager only managed to arrange 2 before our first game. So yeah, given that we need to exact revenge on Dundee, doesn't fill me with hope. They are an SPFL team, so top of the pile. If we can catch them here because they are not fit, then so be it. But otherwise, let's just try and play our game, see how the new players fit into our system. I'm going to go cautious there. Oh, it looks like we've got a corner here. Chalmers standing over the ball. Whips it. That's a great header. Kyle Semple into underside of the bar. Drops down over the line. We've taken the lead. It's not overly surprising. We've always had set pieces. Like, we have got good centre backs. Kyle Semple's meant to be good for this level. I'd like to add someone else of a similar quality. What has really helped us move in such a positive direction is Kyle Semple, and in general our centre backs have been good for the level we play at. So definitely looking to grab someone else. But Gilchrist, as long as he does well, we're happy enough to keep him about as well. Kane O'Connor, probably going to see a lot less of him this season if everything goes well. We make it half time. Then we're doing well. Make a difference. Let's just let them do their thing now. Luke Butterfield is struggling. Peyton also struggling. I'm going to ask Luke Butterfield. No, I'm going to leave them. We believe in the Brazilian box. Semple might have to come off. I could maybe rest him for the Elgin City game, though. Maybe that's what we do. Right, Butterfield is coming off. I'm going to throw on Fraser Mullen. I didn't even know I had that in me. But we've done it. Whipped in. Oh, it's headed over. Right. Pause. Let's just have a quick change of those two midfield players round. And then also, do we take Gary Oliver on? I think we do. We just got 10 minutes to see out now. 10 minutes for a historic win and a great start to the Premier Sports Cup. Don't talking, because if I stop talking, they're going to score. I think we're getting there. We're getting there. I'd blow the whistle now. I don't know if that's ever worked before, but we've gone in. I was a bit worried with the lack of business we've been able to do, and we've just beat Dundee. I don't think they really troubled us. Now, our keeper played amazing there. Maybe Dennis has heard that I am not a fan, but we saw nothing from them. Like, nothing. There was nothing there. We beat Dundee. Rafe have won their first game, which is just to be expected. But that puts us in a really good spot. Like, a really good spot. Kyle Semple, what a player. And we've got 4 days before the Elgin City game, so I reckon Kyle Semple won't be able to play that. I'm kind of hoping he won't need to. Lovely. Is that the first SPF? It's the first SPFL team we've beat in regular time. Obviously, we had that penalty win over Aberdeen, but pretty happy with that. So this player, I didn't think he was going to get a contract, but he looks so good. I thought, like, let's just give it a whirl. But there's no point in signing him if he can't play. Disappointing. So I've just accepted a bid from Ross County for Luigi Gaspar. My thinking is he's a League 2 quality player. He didn't get a lot of games last year. I think we need to improve that position. It was nice having a Brazilian in the team, and even nicer when we had Marcelo, but our next Brazilian needs to be of better quality, I think. Patrick Redding is a way to come in, and he's a bit of a utility man. We're going to have him basically cover left wing back and right wing back. Good crosser of the ball. His stats are okay, nothing too low in the essential sort of areas, but we are struggling for wing backs, so I think it's a good pickup. And again, Scottish. He's happy signed as a fringe player. It's just a short-term deal. Ideally, he doesn't end up being first choice, but if he is, so be it. So the lineup against Elgin City, we're going to go with new man Redding on the left. Dennis continues in goal. We only have him as a goalkeeper. Help, I need another goalkeeper. Remember, I need another goalkeeper. Alfie Gilchrist and O'Connor will be our back two, our centre backs. Jeff King returns to the starting lineup. He will be on the right hand side. As you can see, his pace has just dropped off just a bit, his acceleration even, and that's enough that we probably need to be looking to replace him long term. Chalmers moves back into the DLP role. Jacobs alongside him, Patton and Butterfield continue as our attacking midfielders, and Alex Jakubiak and Gary Oliver start up top. I'm going to rest Luke Mahadi for this one as he is a little tired, and Kyle Semple can drop off the bench, and we'll bring on Pollock. We don't have massive amounts of depth by any means. Could do with picking up some players sooner rather than later. We'll approach this game exactly like we approached the Dundee game. I mean, we won the Dundee game, so we can't really complain, but if need be, we need to be able to turn up the screw just a little bit on Elgin City. This is a game we should be winning. We step out onto the pitch. We are away from home here, so it's Elgin City's ground. Let's see what we can do. I'm wanting an early goal for us. Oh God. There's a highlight for them. Watson driving down the right-hand side. We don't really... Oh. Right, O'Connor with a header away. Only as far as Riddle. McLaughlin. Cooper. Riddle or Rydell. McLaughlin again. Force him inside. Ward now. Back to... I'm guessing it's Riddle. Ward. In a Riddle. Ward puts it across now. Gilchrist with a header this time. They've kept it. They've shoot from distance and it's just over. I think Dennis probably had it covered. Hoban launches it deep, but good header. And Alex Kubiak, who's a bit of a... He actually is a bit of a unit. Well, no, he's actually quite short, but I think he's quite physical. Butterfield with a header, and Hoban watches it go past the post. Definitely had that one covered. Dennis going to kick out from the back. Launches it long. Good flick on by Butterfield. Alex is in. Oh, that's a great tackle. Can't really fault the defender there at all. Jacobs now pulls across for Chalmers. Look at the space in the middle. Patton through Oliver. Why Oliver didn't shoot first time, I have no idea. Lovely move, but Oliver had a better angle than Alex. Redding, right, keeps it in, pulls in a pain. Patton even. Chalmers now. Whips this one out to Jeff King. It's like we're rolling back the years here. Jeff King pulls it in Butterfield. Back to Jeff. Puts it across Oliver. Lays off at Butterfield and it's stroked in the bottom corner. It is as if you went back a calendar year ago and drew up one of our best goals and it was the exact same players almost. Really good work here between Butterfield and King, to be honest. And King, good delivery, and Oliver does what he does best, deep line forward, just flicks it. And Butterfield basically passed it in the bottom corner and I couldn't be happier. We take the lead. Oh no. Good header away by O'Connor. Now, Alex, let's see what you can do. Gets on the ball. It's a good ball to Jeff King. Jeff King coming forward now. Almost a bit of burst of pace there from him, which was surprising. Into Butterfield. Butterfield tries to lay it forward to Oliver. They put the ball back to Hoban, who launches it deep into our half. O'Connor with a nice touch. I like O'Connor. I just, I don't think he's good enough anymore. That's a ball. Butterfield's in. I did say, like, oh, what if someone comes in for Butterfield? Maybe we'll sell him. We won't be selling them. That is delightful. We couldn't sell him anyway, because I don't think we'll be able to replace him the way this transfer window is going. I really do struggle. I really think try and build teams on free transfers. You can still do it. Obviously, we've still had success, but it's very difficult. You kind of need to have a decent amount of money set aside so you can sort of overreach your club rep, I guess. Still hoping that Marcello joining and being with Cowdenbeath has actually put our club rep up just like a smidgen. They're telling me keep doing what they're doing. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing at halftime. If anything, I'd like to take Gilchrist off, give him a rest, bring on that young centre back. But let's get a little further into the game. Maybe grabbing our goal would be nice. Jacobs, who's been playing quite well, I'm going to take on Paul McKay. I could play Paul McKay at the back. I'm an idiot. Oh, I've just made a mistake. Chalmers. Oh, I have no idea what Chalmers is thinking he's doing. That was horrible, but King mops this up at the back. Finds McKay. Chalmers again on the ball. Butterfield. Back to Gilchrist. I'd like to get Gilchrist off, so what we're going to do is we're going to move McKay back. He can play centre back, and then we'll bring on someone to play defensive midfield. Redding. I'd like to see him whip the ball in. Patton, Butterfield, Oliver. Back to Butterfield. It's his hat trick. There you go. It's beautiful. Butterfield is a menace. In a good way. In a good way. Right, get out of the way of that goal. Oh, I've ruined it. I've ruined it. Apologies. Just jump back like 30 seconds and watch that goal again. So, Alfie Gilchrist coming off. Paul McKay dropping in that back line. Gilchrist going to come off. We're going to put on Luigi Gaspar, I guess. And kind of want to give Cole McKinnon some game time. here. Cole McKinnon can come on for, I mean, the hat-trick man himself. Has he got a long shot on him? Oh, 15 long shots. Hello. This could get tasty. So Cole McKinnon should probably be in midfield. King whips this. Oh, O'Connor comes in and heads it over. 3-0 up. Coasting? I say we're coasting. Nothing wrong with this performance so far. Gaspar puts it forward. Alex, can he get his goal? He does, Alex. A good shift. It hasn't really come off for him so far in this game. Everything's been through our midfield. But it's a very nice finish. Tobin launches it down. We win the header. Gaspar, Oliver lays off of Gaspar, who has the ability to pick the pass out. And Alex slots it past the despairing keeper. Beautiful. Well, a little check for offside. I think he times it quite well. So Alex probably was more... We didn't even see him that much in the game, but like, you know, he's done a job as the advanced forward. So yeah, we've got options up top maybe. I think that was an important one. Like the fact that it came off, and then when I saw his attributes, I was like, oh, I haven't made a mistake. Like he's a step up. Oh, he's hit the bar. I take it back. I was saying he's a step up from what we've had, but that was basically gave himself an open goal and he missed it. He's exactly the same as everything else we've had. Maybe a bit too early to paint him with that brush, but that sucked. Oh, Watson whips it across and Kane Hester taps it in. Disappointing from McKay there. We just turned off after going 4-0 up. We've given away a very sloppy consolation goal, but that's all it'll be. Could play an impact on goal difference though, so that could be massive. We need to, when we're 4-0 up, how about we just keep the clean sheet? I'm not gonna get too mad at the team, but that was pretty poor at the end. Well done. So, Premier Sports Cup, we've won 2 of 2. Not so bad. Sadly, Rafe have also won both their games. Barfield in top form. I mean, hat-trick. Superb. So, if we have a quick look, Group C, where we're at, Rafe beat Montrose. Rafe beat Elginsay. We've beat Elginsay. We've beat Dundee. So, Dundee versus Rafe could set us up to win, as long as we beat Montrose, who are the lowest division team in this group. Yes, that's what we want. That is exactly what we want. Thank you for joining me. I will be back with probably the last game of the group against Rafe, and then the first game of the season would be the plan. Hopefully, I'll manage to get a couple more signings over the finish line. We just need a little more for this team, a bit of depth. Add some quality in some positions would be really good, but I'm overall quite happy if we can beat Dundee, an SPFL side, and we can defend well, you know, which we did against them. I think we can survive, and this season, get ready to batten down the hatches, because this is a survival season. All we want to do is make sure we get championship money in the end of it, and we survive. Also, a cheeky cup run would be welcomed, so that's what we're aiming for. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, this is the time to do it. Comments below on any of the new signings. Tell me what you think. Who's going to be a key man this season for the team? And join me next time when we once again go beyond Blue Brazil. Not bad being SPFL side. Come on. I'd hazard to say we were brilliant today. Happy with that. I'm done.